can't. This woman's been wait. How much time must I give her? What's wrong?
I'm looking back on my old life. I'm giving thanks to the Most High. 'Cause I could have been anything, dead or in jail or addicted to heroin. 'Cause this world is a scary place where they teach us how to hate the people that we don't know, but they don't know that we all came from one soul.
You are listening to Salam Media live from our headquarters in South Africa. This is Salam Media, keeping you company this Ramadan.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Assalamu alaikum. Welcome back. Our next guest is Zubeida Khan Dawood. She is going to talk to us about cybersecurity, and I'm really feel quite stumped about this, that we don't have too much time available to talk to you, because I do believe that there is so much to unpack in this very important discussion, but I hope and pray that I can make it up to you in a future program. Very quickly, Dr. Zubeida Dawood is the research group leader at for governance, privacy and trust at CSIR. She holds a PhD from the University of Cape Town. She enjoys research and writing, and of course, so much more. I'm not even going to go into it for now, Zubeida. We leave it for the next interview because of time constraints. We are going to talk with you about cybersecurity in the age of information. I must be very honest with you. I think when you talk cybersecurity, when you talk internet, when you talk online, it just goes over my head. Technology is a
Yeah,
subject
it's overwhelming.
absolutely, absolutely. So I'm at a loss. I'm going to hand over to you. Salaam alaikum, welcome. And I think you need to be to give us a masterclass as far as this is concerned. Over to you, Zubeida.
Walaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Thank you so much for having me. So, since it's quite confusing for the regular South African citizen, I'll try to keep it simple. It's just a principle of protecting your daily devices, such as your phones, your computers, anything that has sort of an internet connection or something like that. There are various ways in which we can protect ourselves so we also don't fall prey to, WhatsApp scams and other things that are doing the rounds.
Now, I've heard a lot about the card tapping scams recently. It seems to be on the rise. And a whole host of other scams that you probably are well aware of because it's the space you work in. Do I have an option as a client of a particular finance house to say, take that tapping facility off my card because I believe I'm at risk? And is that a good idea?
Yes, absolutely. You do have an option. There's pros and cons of whatever approach that you decide. So you could take that off your card, or you could even have your card your card that taps, but keep that in a secure place and maybe use a virtual credit card or a virtual card on your phone. Also, when you're paying off your phone, that can also be tapped. So one must always limit those features. So the feature on the phone is called NFC. Just limit that usage to just enable it when you're paying and keep it disabled at all other times. So there definitely is, you're going to choose a balance of what works for you, but you do have the option as the client to decide what's best for your situation.
You working at CSIR, a world-renowned organization for cutting-edge research, etc. Why is cybersecurity such a big issue in this day and age?
Because it's entangled into our everyday operations. So we can't think of it as something separate or something nice to have. We wake up in the morning, we use our smartwatches, we use our phones, we use our computers. We are all connected to each other. And in a country like South Africa, where we are a developing country, people do have certain challenges such as poverty. So, in this sense, we are definitely at risk where people try novel and unique ways of scamming us of our hard earned money.
So, when we talk cybersecurity, what are the most common security risks that you and I, as normal citizens, are faced with on a daily basis?
The normal ones are social engineering. So, this is when somebody pretends to be calling from your bank or pretending to be someone else in order for us to divulge our personal information. We don't realize by giving out things like our ID numbers or our credit card details, people can take control of our accounts and spend money and do all kinds of other things with that personal information. This is why we also have Poppy. A lot of us know about Poppy, but we don't really realize that it's a good thing there to help protect us in a legal point of view.
You're referring to the Poppy Act, of course.
Yes.
Let's look at the issues around. I've seen so many scams going around, all those WhatsApps, and one of the most classic ones are where they tell you you've won X amount of money and you need to call a number and give your
Yes.
details. Sadly, you pick up on it immediately because of the tone of the communication, the very poorly written communication, etc. But sadly, there are a lot of people who fall for that scam. What is it that, what more is it that we need to do to make people aware that these are scams that they need to look out for all of the time?
Yeah, so you and I are exposed to technology, so we know what to pick up on, but people in disadvantaged areas don't. So definitely we need to make better improvements with working with the community in those areas because they do have the technologies. Everybody has phones, they have some internet connectivity, but they don't understand the rules and best practices. So continue on with cybersecurity awareness and education. At the CSR, we do that a lot. We partner with universities as well and the private sector to kind of bridge this gap. So just continued efforts. And I think the private sector needs to play a part too. They could inject money into some of these initiatives. Ultimately, it just leads to a safer country.
Okay, which would you say is the number one um, threat to us
Yeah.
as ordinary consumers?
As ordinary consumers, it's social engineering with like a mix of phishing, where we get WhatsApps or we get emails to say, click on this link to change your password. I am the administrator, or they come in different variants, but basically, it's somebody who's not an authority figure sending you an email or a message. And when you click on that link, some of your personal information could be exposed.
Okay, Zubaida, because we're running out of time, I think we've kind of given a bird's eye view on this issue, but undoubtedly we will talk some more in the future. Thank you indeed for your time. And of course, you are with CSIR, you are a research group leader there, you are actually a doctor. So forgive me for not addressing you properly on the interview. Dr. Zubaida Dawood, thank you indeed for your time. I do look forward to future chats with you.
Thank
Have
you
a
so
wonderful
much.
Ramadan.
You too. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam. And of course, it is moving on in time. We are now going to be doing our competition. And we apologize that we had to rush through that interview, but time constraints as always. So let's stand by for our competition this morning.